Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the ECL Elite Division right here on NHL Gamer. I am taped together glasses 24 because my week's kicked off on a great note. Joined alongside Mr. Sin for the win. Sin, it is the start of week 2. I am you, you are me. We are one big happy family here with NHL Gamer. How are you doing this weekend or this week? How was your weekend? How you been? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's been great. Excited to be back in the booth here, covering some more great sixes action. I mean, two great matchups right here. Two teams getting off to kind of interesting starts, both of them. I mean, one team with the better record, but their some of their underlying stats are a bit questionable if that record is sustainable. But then, of course, we get to see H-Reds here, which we've been kind of waiting on. We've seen a lot of the other top teams, or who would we believe would be the top teams, and now today we get to see H-Reds in our second matchup. I just can't wait.
Absolutely. I mean, again, while my dream of being a hot California blonde has officially gone to the wayside, indeed, we are ready for another week of action here. Again, the games on deck. We kick things off. Conquer Gaming taking on IQUE. And of course, a little bit later on, it will be our first bit of action that we've seen from our defending champions in H-Reds as they will take on Roots Gaming. So some very intriguing matchups to kick off this week. Let's take a look at the standings as they are heading into this match day. And again, Sim, we mentioned them defending champions in H-Reds. They are also still, or to this point, our only undefeated team at this stage. Of course, as we always talk about, left-hand side of the bracket is where you want to be. And of course, as well, you mentioned some of the teams that are a little bit further down than we might have expected.
Yeah, I'd say the two names that are sort of surprising, at least early on, is Havu and probably YMCA, who do expect from themselves to get to that left-hand side of the bracket, but the 1-4-1 start for them is really detrimental in that. That being said, I mean, if you look at that left side, it is a tight rest. Yes, we're still very early on into the season there, but not a whole lot of separation between the 1 to the 5, even the 6th spot. I mean, the top 6 right now are all within, 3 points of one another, which is, again, as it's early on, we are still kind of approaching, though, that about the 1/3 through the season there as we approach the 10 games played marks. 8 red, we'll get to 8 today. So you expect to see some more separation happening, but at the same time, maybe not. I mean, maybe we're just going to see this crazy overtake of all these other teams jumping up, Granite, Goons, all these teams with the potential to perhaps make a run to the top there.
I mean, this alluded towards again almost the third way through this 30 game regular season. Excited to see, of course, how everything plays out. Again, IQUE kicking things off against a Conquer Gaming. I mean, the battle of 7v15, not quite what you'd hope for Conquer as we get a look at the lineups. Of course, for Conquer, Vera alongside. We're gonna go with the Medius here today. We didn't get clarification on the name. Madius, Medius. We're going with the Medius because I like saying Medius. Medius. And Kihan on that right-hand side. Yukis and Yalkin on defense between the pipes. Monkeyhead back once more. Of course, for IQUE, Niepi, the captain, alongside Ikavalko and Yergely, Nico and Pottsburg on defense with Teme between the pipes. And Sin, as we get a look here at the individual matchups, of course, we always take a look at the centers and kind of talk about what the key is there. And so far, I mean, again, you can see the output, a massive advantage in favor of IQUE.
Yeah, I mean, that's 7 goals for the sender Igavalko there, which is absolutely massive to start things off. That's good enough for 5th in the entire ECL Elite. So IQUE getting the sort of production that they want from their centerman there. His face-offs are pretty decent, near the 50% mark. You want to strive to be over 50%, but winning about half is still a good thing. But yeah, as we're going to see throughout these matchups, we're going to see Conquer just, having a harder time putting that puck in the net. That being said, IQUE not exactly lighting up the scoreboard either.
Absolutely not. And of course, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Let's get a look here at the Battle of the Wingers as well as we do. Uh, Potentially there, of course. And, yep, it's on its way. It's on its way. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, for the team here, of course, with IQ. Now the numbers again looking a little bit better, but then really not by much as you get a look at the totals for the points there. I mean, I guess obviously the one that really stands out would be Niepi leading the way amongst the wingers so far this season.
Yeah, and with 0 goals to his name so far, so you can kinda see, what IQ have. We weren't able to get the team stats onto the screen, but, I mean, IQ have 8 goals for, 7 goals against. Well, that's been good enough to give them the 4-2-0 record. As I kind of alluded to a little bit ago, that's not gonna be sustainable. Their wingers are gonna have to step up. Yergely Niepi gonna really have to start getting some more production there, to really start to boost them, because if you're a differential like that is simply not going to win you too many games, especially when you face some of the other high scoring teams here. And on the other side, it's in Conquer. Not bad production, but below point per game at this stage. Again, you're losing games right now. You're going to have to be able to put the puck in the net to get to the right side of things. With Monkeyhead back there, he will give you solid goaltending, so just needs a bit more goal support.
Oh, before we get to that goaltending, of course, we have to take a look at the battle of the blue line, the defenders in this particular matchup for IQ. Again, it is Nico and Pottsburg on defense for Conquer. Yukis and Yalkin and Sin. Again, it's nice that we have some of these expanded numbers so far, of course, checking such a big part of the game as well. And we do have some physical defenders in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. All of them about averaging 2 hits per game, besides for Yukis right there. And if you look at the point totals, it's the defensemen for IQ scoring about as much as the forwards, which on the one hand is a good thing. You want solid production from the back end, but on the other hand, as we kind of mentioned, IQ scoring could be a bit higher. And on that other side, so far, Yelkin has not been able to put a point on the board there, despite having the 13 hits. It's just seemingly right now Conquer not off to the start they want. They do have quite a few rookies in their lineup, however.
And of course, we look at the goaltending matchup to round things out. Two very experienced elite goalies at this stage. But Sin, needless to say, Teme has gotten off to just a little bit of a hotter start than Monkeyhead has.
Yeah, I think you could perhaps even successfully argue Teme has stolen a game, maybe two, for IQ with his play. I mean, the save percentage nearing that the fabled 90% mark. I mean, 87.3 through 6 games is absolutely massive. 2 shutouts to his name. I mean, it's absolutely huge. And if IQ can start to give him more goal support, this team could be an absolute contender moving forward. And on the flip side, there, Monkeyhead not playing poorly by any means, doesn't have the stats necessarily where he wants, but with numbers like that, you could argue he is giving his team a chance to win a considerable amount of the time. It's just that goal support from Conquer has been lacking so far.
So again, we are closing in on Puck Drop, the first game of two. Of course, the regular season matchup between IQ and Conkers. And I do believe we have time to take a look at our returning keys to success. And of course, we'll kick things off with IQ. Oftentimes, we end up with kind of the same keys. We look at certain stats, certain numbers, but end of the day, what do we have here for IQ heading into this matchup? What are the three keys for them?
Well, the first one, don't call it a comeback. IQUE has been fantastic in his return to the Elite Division, as we saw in those head-to-head matchups. 7 goals in 6 games. It's 5th amongst the league so far. He's the team's leading scorer as well. He's going to be a key player to look at. When your center is leading the way like that, that's a very, very good sign. Excuse me. The second point here is, seriously, don't. Speaking of hot start upon their return to the Elite Division, Teme, 6 games played, 2 shutouts, a 1.17 goals against average, and as we saw, that 8.72 save percentage, just absolutely phenomenal so far. A big reason why IQ has that 4-2-0 record. Third key here is the problem. It all sounds good until you look at the stats and see that IQUE has scored all but one of his team's goal. And as good as he's been playing, it's unlikely Teme is going to be able to score back there himself. And for a team that was projected to finish outside of the playoff structure, now would be a good time to see others get involved in the goal scoring, capitalize on this good start that you have so far.
We will continue to try and manifest the goalie goal this season to the best of our abilities, as we talked about. in the opening week last week. Sin as well. For Conquer, we tried to be nice with these keys, but I mean it's pretty much a 3-1 when talking about how they've started their season.
Yeah, it's a rough start. They need improvement, and it's pretty much anywhere. It's only 3 points in their opening 6 games, and that's certainly not what they're hoping for. Nobody even near a point per game scoring wise. Monkey Head, while he is on a better pace than last season, really hasn't been able to steal those points. Although you could argue he is doing what he can to keep his team in those games. But as we mentioned a bit, their lineup is comprised of half rookies. 50% of those players are just fresh into this division, and so far they're kind of looking maybe like you'd expect out of rookies, a bit uncertain, a bit maybe overwhelmed at times, but they're gonna learn here. The ECL season goes fast, and if they don't make the correct adjustment, they will find themselves on the wrong side of that bracket.
So again, two teams with playoff aspirations at the very least, looking to avoid any potential relegation or relegation series situation. IQ and Conquer kicking things off to begin week 2. Of course, Sid and I here for the call, as we will be every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Again, the same start time as you know and love, 1945 CET, 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, make sure to be here for tomorrow's broadcast, as well as again every Tuesday for this season. The Pro Division gets a little bit of love as well, with our good friends Lime and Timo on the call there. So again, we are just about ready to go. And Sin, also carrying over from last week, it's not done yet. You still have a chance to fill out our community survey. Again, exclamation point survey in the chat. Give us your thoughts and feedback, everything related to NHL Gamer, and you have an opportunity to walk away with a PS5 just for a tiny bit of your time. So again, make sure to take part there. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys. And Sin, here we go. Teams on the ice: IQ in the home black and green, Conquer in the white and red. This matchup is officially underway. Early on, IQ behind the back of the net. We'll see how much they try to utilize that strategy, a preferred strategy, of course, for pretty much all the top teams. And Sin, preferred strategy this season as well, going for those deflections. Early bid there.
Yeah, I like that early shot from the point, trying to look for that deflection, perhaps a rebound in front as well. But that's been exceptionally strong. We've seen a lot of teams, for Lund especially, using that to their advantage early on to get some goals. Net front presence is especially important with some of those new X factors. You can really have some great deflections.
Jurgeli shot on, a good stop there by Monkey Head. And a chance there, almost put into his own goal. A fortunate break for Conquer, almost a comedy of errors. So they are in possession here. Going to get their first bit of attacking zone time. Ikavalko says no. Nico, while pressured, does a good job. Defended off. Close bid there. Does get the puck over to Pottsburg, who gains the attacking zone. Pottsburg pass into the middle and a shot fired wide. A turnover there. Conquer finally able to gain the attacking zone here. Puck on. Tem able to handle that one quite easily. Jurgeli, smart move to play it back. Nearly drew a checking from behind call there. That was borderline. Jurgeli, though, back on his feet into the zone. Can't drive the net. Good pressure there. And Sin already noting the Medias there, the center, for Conquer, doing a good job of helping out his defense and protecting the slot as he has the puck here. Gets it to Vire. Bit too much trouble. And again, Sim, what are you seeing from Conquer so far? As again, the passing just not quite where you'd want it to be. Deflection. Never mind. They're going to show you what we're going to be able to talk about from them so far. A decent look on that tip chance in front.
Yeah, I like that simple look right there. So we do see a slap pass attempted from IQ. Just hit a body in front that will, they will still get into the zone. But with Conquer here, I think at times I could see too many passes in their own end.
Jurgeli not able to maintain that one. Yalkin gets it over to the corner. Now here's Kiha. Over to Vire. He'll dump it in. Medias looking to chase that one down. Can't. Scramble for the puck. Pottsburg comes up with it. It's already halfway through this first period. Down low into the corner. Knocked off the puck. Battle for it once more. Yukas able to walk away with that one. And Sin so far, those loose puck pickups favoring whoever happens to be on defense at the time. But those are dangerous moments when the puck just kind of dies in the slot.
They definitely are, but once again, Conquer may be a little too fancy on their passing, but IQ unable to sort of get a fast break out of it. Bit unfortunate on their part, and perhaps they weren't exactly expecting it, or a little bit of a misplay. I felt like they could have capitalized on that and got themselves an opportunity on the counterattack.
Tsioukas' shot goes wide, but Conquer still in possession. Shot again. Another stop by Teme. Got a lot of rookies in this matchup. A lot of returning players in this matchup. The race for both Comeback Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year already looking to have numerous people vying for those end-of-season awards. As again, less than 5 minutes ago, since this is only our second face-off, if I'm not mistaken. That was a
This period's flown by. I looked at the clock and I was shocked. I mean, it's just seemed to have really flown by without a whole lot to speak of. No real super high danger chances for either team right there. What a read by Ikavalko.
As the puck drops a back shot, scores! Niepi picks the short side corner. IQ strike first. It's 1-0.
And that was Niepi's first goal on the season here. What a time to get it. But once again, what a read from Ikavalko there, who then goes with the drop pass back to Niepi. Just fires that on net, and why not? You never know what can happen. Picks that short side right there on Monkey Head, and IQ jump out to the 1-0 lead here late in the first.
A short side shot, as Sin mentioned, Niepi's first of the year. 5 assists in 6 games heading into action today. Another easy save there for Teme. 3 minutes to go now. Again, IQ entering play today 7th in the Elite Division through their opening 6 games of 4 wins. Here's Ikavalko. Again, made that first play. Now here's Nico for Yergli. Good blocker save. Monkey Head able to keep that one out. Nico having a little bit of trouble. Scores! Somehow, some way, Monkey Head gets caught again, and IQ take a 2-0 lead.
I'm curious as to where that went in. I think we'll get a better look right there. Looking like perhaps 5-hole? Hard to tell from that angle, but if they went for the short side again, then they have definitely found something that they want to exploit on Monkey Head. Either way, a shot that you don't necessarily expect to go in goes in for IQ. A 2-0 lead, and Conquer on the ropes early on into this one.
Nico's first of the year as well, and Sim, we pointed it out, they needed goals from more than just Ikavalko. Ask and you shall receive, and perhaps one more chance here. Pass back to Yergli, nowhere to go. And that'll bring us to the end of the first period. It's Monkey Head getting caught twice. We'll get a look at the play of the period, and shockingly, Sin, I think it's going to be Elite Edges.
We'll see what happens. Yes, it is. There it is. The Elite Edges hit. Absolutely OP, everyone. Grab Elite Edges for the hitting boost. But, I mean, yeah, it was Conquer Gaming. They didn't... I wouldn't say they had a bad period by any means. Those are 2 goals you maybe don't expect to go in right there, but I felt at times they were a bit too hesitant at time with the puck. In their own zone, they maybe opted for like an extra reset pass when they didn't really have to. They had room to skate. They tried to, pass back instead, and it ended up, being turned over or an extra pass at the blue line as they're trying to enter the zone. We will get another look at that second. Yeah, so they've spotted something. They're shooting short side there on Monkey Head. That goes off his pad and into the net. Maybe a bit of misfortune, but also pretty deep, and maybe letting off of that short side just a little bit, but that's 2 that are shot on the short side that went in, so something that Monkey Head is definitely going to want to correct, and something that IQ may keep looking towards and throwing that puck on net.
Danger becomes when there's perhaps an overcorrection. Might leave space open elsewhere, so keep an eye out on that one as this game continues. Shot, deflection bid there, Yergli fires one back through the slot, nobody home. Conquer again, trying to get something going here. Still have a long way to go. Beginning of the second period. Good puck movement there by Nico. IQ held up at the blue line. Miscommunication. Shutting things down and stopping this from being so free-flowing might be a good idea for Conquer. Niepi's pass doesn't find a way through. Okay, it still had to make a save. And again, Sin, it looked like Niepi was going to try the short side there, but a bit too much traffic in front.
Yeah, and again, not a bad look right now when we've had that second goal, especially that went in. Shot from the point there, gets deflected wide. I think that hit a white jersey out in front, so not a bad job getting in those shooting lanes right there. Honker trying to keep them out to the perimeter a bit more.
There ain't nowhere to go. Trouble shot doesn't go. Pottsburg got caught in a bad situation. Thankfully, it doesn't cost his team, at least at the moment, as Concord do end up getting a power play. It's going to be a charging call, as Nico will take a seat, and tough to disagree with that one.
Yeah, he got caught a little bit too far off the boards as that puck rimmed around, so he had to make the decision first trying to get the puck, then he had to switch it up and maybe try to play the opponent instead, so he got caught with that charging call. Huge chance for Conquer now to, well, get back into this game, but a nice face-off win, and Yergely gets the clear.
Conquer still looking for their first power play goal of the season. Actually, this May. And again, right now we're looking at our numbers here, and no power play percentage shown. Can't imagine it's their first power play of the season 7 games in, but nonetheless, they are in the zone. Yergely, though, able to clear it out with 50 seconds to play on the man advantage. Puck movement there, but cut out and sent all the way back down one more time. Very strong PK here from IQUE.
Yeah, they have one more rush opportunity, but they can't even really get that going. A fortuitous bounce, however.
A chance just wide of that short side post. Still in on the attack, though. Slap shot deflects off a couple of sticks. Conquer still in control. Ukis tries to throw it on. Loose puck. Pottsburg handled that one well. Here's Yergely. Having to circle back. Good evasion to maintain possession. Ikavalko goes down. And IQUE will be able to try their hand at a power play, as it will be the defender Ukis going to the box on that one.
Yeah, he went over to that side of the ice for support there, and unfortunately just got his stick onto the skates of Ikavalko there on the break-in. So now IQUE have a chance to flex their muscles on the power play.
High up off the draw, Conquer. Short-handed bid here, perhaps. Vera tries to cut in. What an opportunity! It's in! It's in, but it's not going to count. What just happened?
I think it was just sitting on the line right there. What a play right there from Vera to get in there with the L skating. Got a shot on almost as he was facing backwards, kind of got that twist around and kind of just shovel it to the net animation. I don't even know what to call. What the heck? That was so close for Conquer.
I've seen pucks die on the line. That one looked like it died over the line. A rough break there for Conquer. IQUE trying to get things going here and take advantage. That was a great poke check, though, by Vera to get it out of the attacking zone.
Absolutely massive poke check right there. Niapi was in a prime shooting location. Unfortunate break right there as Yergely just, while standing there, got some incidental contact, knocked the puck away. So that will do it for IQUE's power play. Not a whole ton to speak of.
I mean, the best chance on that power play was for Conquer.
Yeah.
We're shorthanded, so neither team able to find success with the man advantage. Kehan is able to get that one to Vera, who throws it off the back of the goal. Pottsburg, trouble in the double team. He is not able to hold on to that one. And an offside call there, as it's just a parade of incidental contact.
Yeah, and that was pretty fortunate for IQUE that was offside. Kehan would have had a chance to turn that one around and have at least a one-on-one opportunity with some more support coming in. Could have been a bit scary for IQUE, as that was Pottsburg who was chasing it up the wall. It wasn't a bad play by him by any means, but we saw those bounces just led to what could have been a scary opportunity.
Give and go there between Yergely and Pottsburg. Shot on the short side, hit the side of the goal. And another penalty being called. IQUE will have another opportunity here as they finally lose possession. It is going to be an interference call. And unfortunately, Vera, the contact there, again, bit weak, but that is what's called.
Yeah, that's the new kind of bump mechanics. And yeah, as you said, maybe a little weak on the thing, but it's been, consistent here, at least in the new rendition of NHL. We'll see if IQUE have some better luck on this man advantage opportunity.
Their second of the game. Here's Nico, has the goal. in this contest. An insurance marker that made it 2-0. Nieppe had the first one. One-timer doesn't go. Like a great save there. Here's Yergely. Back for Pottsberg. Back into the middle. Loose puck in the slot. Backhand on. And now cleared. Great job there by Monkeyhead to hold his ground.
Yeah, very good job. That was a bit of a scramble right there. There's a lot of sticks and bodies were right there in the slot. Nice entry from IQUE.
That one just out of the reach of Nico. Another successful clear. One more interception. Loose puck. Covered in the defensive zone. We are back to 5-on-5 as IQUE fall to 0-2 on the power play here in this period. Pottsberg just wasn't able to gain the line. Only 1:10 remaining here in the second period. A very fast-paced game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very few whistles, which is sometimes a great thing. But when you're down by 2, it can feel like it's going by just a little too fast right there. Seems like IQUE really like those drop pass plays at the blue line. They've tried it a few times. That time actually forces them off sides. And if Conquer can kind of sort of predict when those are happening, they may be able to set up some sort of counterattack opportunities. We have a shot right there from Viere, saved by Tame.
Save late. That D-to-D pass doesn't go. That will bring us to the end of the second period. IQUE carrying that 2-0 lead all the way through and into the third period as we get a look here at this save. And a great stop that just hit the top of the pad. Sin it could have been a 3-0 lead, but Monkeyhead doing his best to keep his team in it.
Yeah, and that's that look at that. Sorry, I'm kind of chuckling at the goalie animation right there.
But that was to his fans while he makes the save,
At the shorthanded opportunity from Viere, as you saw, he was backwards as he got that shot opportunity, just kind of scooped it behind him. And I hope we will get another look at it. But yeah, one more time for good measure. Looking at that Monkeyhead save off the one-timer. Excellent look right there, as it almost looked to me on the initial play that it perhaps went off the post, but it just hits his pad right there. Excellent job from Monkeyhead to get that save. And yes, alas, we will not be able to get a look at that Viere chance with the shorthanded chance that he had. But that was exceptionally scary, especially with how much that puck was just kind of sitting there on the line. But it's still a chance. 20 more minutes for Conquer Gaming. They need 2. But again, it's still obtainable here. They just need to get their goal scoring going here. And what a time to do it is right here in this third period. Comeback opportunity. Struggling to score so far this season. I mean, if they could put it together here, what a confidence booster it would be.
Again, Conquer heading into the action today, a 1-4-1 record. Certainly needing to change that point production around if they, again, do want to not only push for the playoffs, but again, avoid being in a potential relegation situation. Of course, a 16-team league. Here is the Elite. Rocket pass to the far side of the ring. Team that finishes dead last, of course, automatically relegated. The following 3 at least have a chance to stay alive. The relegation series. Some teams from our Pro Division. Again, Pro Division action right here. Same time tomorrow. King Lime and Tymo in the booth. In the second week here, though, of Elite action is this one. No icing on the play, and Sin, not exactly the start that Conquer would have looked for here, struggling to really gain that offensive zone time.
Yeah, they had a 3-on-2 that was developing, and they didn't get a zone entry off of it, and that's just something that cannot happen here in the Elite Division. If you have the numbers advantage, you have to get a zone entry out of it, and that's just kind of been the story of this game so far.
Again, struggling to maintain possession. Yergely able to bank that off of a skate. Get it out of the attacking zone. IQUE seem more than willing to turtle up here. Force the opposition to try and beat them, and so far, and the best chance of the game was a shorthanded bid. Really kind of shows that they're confident, but there is a check there. And it will be checking from behind, if not an outright boarding call. But regardless, Sin, we said there was a close call earlier in this game. Pottsberg will take a seat indeed for boarding. Again, 11 minutes to go now here in the third period. Good opportunity for Conquer. This is as close to a must-score power play situation as you could get.
Yeah, they have to show that they can score. They have to put the threat on, and This is their moment right here.
Shot bouncing around, loose puck just wide of the far side post. Yukas throws it on, hit the side of the goal. And that one's cleared. Short-handed bid perhaps here is Nieppe trying to win that race to the puck. Nieppe has it, scores! The captain makes it happen in a short-handed situation. His second of the game, and a 3-0 lead for IQUE.
What looked like initially it was going to be a whole lot of nothing, maybe just some time killed right there, as it was the not the bounce they wanted off the end boards. Nieppe still gets it, able to come out front and on the backhand, puts it far side and just kind of picks the edge right there. Monkey Head gets beat once again on that, screen right-hand side of his nets, and that just might seal the deal for Conquer. I mean, never say never, but they just haven't shown the offensive capability quite yet.
Good movement, but a better save by Teme. We saw a great short-handed bid earlier in this game for Conquer Gaming. Tough break. And now here IQUE. Nieppe's second of the game and second of the season. Make it 3-0. That pass in front. Can't get the puck on goal. 20 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Back to the point. Yalkin gets it back. Hit the post. Off of the deflection. We're back to 5-on-5. Shot again. Hit the post. One more time. And Sen, if you're Conquer Gaming, I think your desire to play the second game of the day has gone to the wayside. This has to be an incredibly frustrated squad. And a deflection in front. They score. Pottsburg makes it 4-0. Salt in the wound for Conquer. I cannot imagine how that party is feeling right now. My goodness.
I know exactly how they're feeling because, I mean, if you play in NHL for long enough, this sort of thing has happened to you multiple times, and you never get used to it. It never feels good, and it always feels like the game is out to get you. Two posts in their offensive opportunities, and then just like that, literally on the next rush, they get it. They throw a shot in from the point, and guess who deflects it in front? That was Pottsburg, the defenseman, up in the play who gets the deflection into the goal, and IQUE seemingly can do no wrong right here, and Conquer seemingly can get no help. And this game just got quickly out of hand. 4-0 for IQUE. Pretty much done and dusted here for Conquer. They might just have to just sort of try to move on to the next game.
Is it anytime you see that type of loading
Yes,
screen, Sin? I know you were thinking what I was thinking.
It's just massive trauma coming back into my head and being like, oh no.
4-0 lead now for IQUE. With 7 minutes remaining here in the third period. Conquer, I mean, hard-pressed by that last example, but regardless, it would still be 3-0. What a save, and on the rebound, they get a goal back. Kehan able to finally get one past Teme. Nothing the goaltender could do off of that rebound, and the shutout goes to the wayside with less than 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Teme, as he's played, pretty good and would have gotten, patted his stats a bit. That would have been his third shutout on the season had he gotten that. But a nice mental victory there for Conquer. They got themselves a goal, and that's absolutely massive. When the game was kind of going against them, especially at the end here, in the way that it was, you want just that one goal just to feel a little bit vindicated, get yourself a little bit of a victory going into the second game.
Kehan's second goal of the season makes this a 4-1 game. You never quite know where things would have been had some bounces and outcomes been different. As Vire testing the splits there at the point. Couple of big hits. Conquer still in possession, at least for the moment, and it's poked out of the zone. 3.5 to go. Good chop there. Conquer right back in on the attack. Only momentarily, though. As Sin again, I mean, like I said, perhaps a building block with that first goal here, but certainly another one might help the confidence and the momentum heading into our second game.
Yeah, a building block is nice, but you're going to need other building blocks as well to make anything out of it, and there hasn't really been enough of that for Conquer. They've had some good chances, but for me, it's just their zone entries have just not been up to snuff quite yet. IQ's doing a good job at the blue line, but there has been the occasional unforced error, and every single zone entry is going to be massive here in the Elite Division. And when you're not getting them as consistently as you want, or seeing opportunities kind of, go by the wayside there of of your own volition, that can be really detrimental.
Good blocker stop there by Teme. Final minute. Again, we will have the other side of this matchup, of course. The home and home. Conquer will have a chance for revenge here. And again, a little bit later on, defending champions H-Reds take center stage for the first time this season as they'll take on Roots Gaming. As here comes Kihan, the goal scorer, throws it in front. And it's Vera who's able to find the back of the net, make it 4-2 here in the final minutes. As Sin, again, maybe just maybe what they needed to kind of get the confidence going and heading into that second game.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then you think about what happened. Okay, what if that puck didn't die on the line? What if one of those posts didn't stay out? But for them, I don't think they can. They can think about that in the way of like, oh, we could have been, closer to this game, could have been something else. But if you get into the kind of thinking of like, oh, well, maybe we could have won it, it could definitely also be, a negative mental thing going into the next game here. So I'm sure they're going to take this for what it is, a nice little confidence booster going into that second game. And those were two solid goals right there. So if you can gain that zone, look at that move right there, almost getting in, but Hotsburg has a nice play right there as the clock winds down. One more opportunity, maybe.
That will do it. 4-2, your final score. IQUE get their 5th win of the season in just their 7th game. A really strong pace for a team looking to get back into the playoffs as they did last season in their first attempt at this elite division, as Sin Niepi gets the highlight, and rightfully so. It was this backhand goal, shorthanded, that really sealed the deal.
Yeah, it absolutely did. I mean, without that goal at the end there, it could very well be tied or just a 1-goal advantage for IQUE. There was a lot of what ifs in that kind of game, especially towards the end. What a kind of hectic third period that turned out to be. And IQUE, we saw at times throughout the first half, we're kind of content just sitting back, but we can see, so maybe some of the negatives that come with that. All it takes is a bounce. All it takes is one kind of opportunity for the other teams, and they can get right back into it here. So Conquer, very good push at the end there, but it was sort of their slower start where IQUE did most of the damage. That kind of sealed their fate, excuse me, as I get a nice little hiccup there. Sort of sealed their fate in this first game here. So we'll have to see how they bounce back and what IQUE wants to do to keep their momentum going and keep their record going. They're 5-2-0 to start off this season. That's an excellent start for IQUE.
Indeed. Again, Teme, an 850 save percentage in that one as well. Technically drags down his save percentage on the season, but I mean, Sin, you got to look into that second period and beyond. The lack of discipline really started to become a factor as well for both of these teams, despite the fact there was no power play goal.
Yeah, and hilariously, the best chances on the power plays came from the opposing teams. The one Vire chance for Conquer, and then, of course, the Niepi shorthanded goal there. And I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a closer look at that puck dying on the line, unless I completely missed it. But yeah, that was kind of a really heartbreaking moment for Conquer, because again, it's on the opposing team's power play. That would have been a huge momentum boost and an insane singular effort by Vire to get himself into that position and to not have it go in. That was just almost the kind of story of the game there, especially down the stretch for Conquer. 2 posts, that one doesn't go in, and they come up short.
So again, a game 1 victory there for IQUE. Game 2 between these two teams coming up in just a matter of moments. Let's get you a quick word from our sponsors, and we will set the stage for that second game. We'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Lähdetään haastamaan yhdellä yhtä vastaan. Loistava nälkäisen pelaajan ratkaisu, ohi mennään. Luukulla ollaan valmiina. Ja sitten katsotaan, kaikki kestää. Vanhanaikaisella kiekkolapaa, ilmaveivi, klassikko, maali! Wilhelm vei todella komeasti nakkikioskille. Wernerin nakki on loistava vahvistus Wilhelm joukkueelle.
Again, a big thank you to our sponsors this season. XBill, of course, our friends at Wilhelm, Koblan Lakritsi, and ST Hockey for helping make this season what it is. Sin, a victory in Game 1 for IQUE. Again, as I mentioned, at 5 wins in their first 7 games this season. A very strong pace, and one of the keys we had for them, hey, you can't just rely on Ikavalko to get these goals. You need other people to step up. 2 goals each for Nieppe and Pottsburg in the win. Exactly what they were hoping for. And, well, actually, excuse me, Nico with 1 goal, Pottsburg with the other. Of course, 1 goal for each defender at this point. It was Pottsburg's goal, though, of course, the deflection in front by the defenseman that you don't often see all of the time. For Conquer, again, you get that little bit of a pick-me-up at the end of that, but heading into this game, I mean, again, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see kind of what the attitude and approach is for them, given that, yeah, there was some really, really tough breaks there down the stretch, and only to just have the puck go down the other way and go into your net. Like you said, I think this is that type of moment where you really kind of see, what the response is going to be from a team in their situation where, yeah, they had some bad luck.
Yeah, and for Conquer, I think the one thing that they got to clean up is their zone entries, and I think that was the one thing in the end that really kind of sealed their own fate. They couldn't get the zone entries, and when we saw them gain the zone, they had some good looks. They were able to generate some chances, and again, at the end, when they were able to gain that line a bit more consistently, or when they're throwing more bodies to try to get those break-ins, they were able to get 2 goals because of it, and more chances, a couple off the post, etc., so forth. So that should be their kind of mentality going in here. If they could clean up those zone entries a little bit and gain the line with a bit more efficiency, they have a much better chance. And on that flip side, IQ, they came in today with a 1.33 goals for per game, which simply is not going to be good enough. They get 4 in that one, brings their differential up to 12-9, and that's 12 goals for and 9 goals against, which is starting to look better. They're going to have to do that again in this one, I think, if they want a chance to come back, because with the chances Conquer were getting, I don't think they're going to get lucked out of, that many goals against once again. So IQ is going to have to tighten up a little bit and keep their foot on the gas, especially. Can't exactly turtle up against any team here in the ECL Elite.
Absolutely. So again, we are about ready to go. As you get a look at the lobby there, Sin, of course, as expected, the meta very much heavy into elite edges when it comes to how this game works, and of course the style that you see, and still prevailing puck-moving defenseman, especially for the IQ lineup, very, very prevalent.
Yeah, I was perhaps maybe even expecting to see a bit more variety in the Euro scene with the player builds themselves, but with how much flexibility you can get, especially in other areas. I mean, sometimes just starting with what you're comfortable with can be the best thing.
An exclamation point survey in chat, your opportunity to walk away with a PlayStation 5. All you have to do, fill out the survey, share your thoughts on how you think things are going here with NHL Gamer. We want your feedback, and again, there could be a nice little reward for you at the end of your brief few moments. So again, Sin, we are ready to go. It is, worth noting, of course, heading into tomorrow, as we've mentioned before, the Pro Division, Vizu Gaming taking on Arctic, Reality Check, and WannaCry. Some of the better names that we could see, perhaps, in the Elite Division. I think WannaCry might actually have had that rough start. But regardless, again, King Lime and Tymo on the call tomorrow. The Pro Division Spotlight, that broadcast tomorrow. Make sure to check that out right here on NHL Gamer. And, of course, NHLGamer.com for all of the information that you need. Of course, not only for the Elite Division action that you're seeing today, but for our Pro Division and in our lower tiers as well. And it's always interesting to see what goes on in those lower tiers. But the action is underway. Conquer in the home, black and red. And needless to say, the first goal could be very important, and they have a chance there. But good job by Nieppe to take that one away. As IQ again with maybe the most difficult numbers and nameplates to read in the entire Elite Division with these road jerseys, as Ikavalko just forgot how to read after that hit.
An absolutely massive collision in the neutral zone. I like the aggression coming out from Conquer early. They had a very nice zone entry earlier. It was a sauce pass again. I believe it was over to Medias there, and he didn't quite get the shot on net, as it was an excellent poke, as you alluded to, from Nieppe to break that one up. But a good start for Conquer. Not looking tentative, not really looking like that last game is going to carry over and affect them into this one. They've reset it. They've come out with a new kind of hunger. See what they're able to do.
I mean, with Conquer signing Nick Cronwald in between games, their opportunity and chances of winning just went up drastically. We have an offside call there, less than 4 minutes in, certainly already. More stoppages in, I believe, in the first period of this game than we saw in the entirety. The first period of game number 1 is the tie-up one there, but the pass off the mark. Worth noting, of course, for IQUE, the center of IQUE, rocking the team's golden helmet, of course, signifying their team's leading scorer. So, actually, both centermen, there you see, team's leading scorers at this stage. Face off one by Medias, one-timer, good stop there by Teme. Kinnison mentioned had a pretty solid performance in that first game. This one is taken away by Kihan. Good back pressure by Yergely. And with his new team, Kihan one more time between the legs pass. Vera, chance shot off the side of the goal. We've seen some good creativity from the Conquer forwards willing to try some different things. So far, a dangerous pass there, but so far, Sin Conquer getting the better of the play here in the opening minutes.
Absolutely. That was just a beautiful job using the between the legs right there to open up the passing lane, and that led to a pretty great scoring opportunity as that last shot just went, I think, off the side of the net right there. And IQUE, the ones a little bit right now, kind of seemingly mismanaging the puck, not able to get the clean zone entries, and what a pass right there.
Windmill from Kihan, back pass, what a goal! Conquer strike first, Vera finding the back of the net with a goal you will see at the end of season highlight reels. What a performance there by the front three of Conquer.
Absolutely unreal display of passing right there. The one touch to the middle, behind the back pass, then back across to Vire, who puts that one home. Teme had no chance, even if he had the reflexes of a cat right there. That was just way too quick with the tic-tac passing, and shout out for that initial breakout pass. It was using the shot right there to get it up the boards quickly, and Kihan had the speed to beat the first kind of defender wide. That's what led to the entire opportunity. What a play from Conquer.
Just stunning. A stunning performance from Conquer there with that goal, especially given how much they struggled in game 1 to find that first goal of that particular contest. Let's see how IQUE respond. Deflection bid, a bit too much traffic in front. That one sent down and around, bit of contact, but no penalty called. And Conquer will have a chance coming down the other way. Shot just wide to the far side post for Kihan. And here's Niepi going down the other way with speed. Good defensive effort, but they lose it back again. Kavalko back to Niepi. IQUE. See what they can do. Pottsburg can't hold it. Good job by Conquer to win back possession. Rocket it around. Slap shot deflection off the centerman. Another shot. Good stop by Teme. Alkin was able to fire that one on. A chance here now. Kavalko holds up at the blue line. Pass again off the mark. We've seen pass and take a bit of a hit. Monkey Head helping out with that percentage a little bit. And here's Kihan. Looked very dangerous in this game so far. Just loses it off the spin move. Yes, again, winning that one back. Puck in the zone at the very least. Good pass there by Nico. 3.5 to go in period number 1. Again, a phenomenal team effort. Loose puck doesn't find its way home. Good job by Monkey Head to look that one off. So IQUE again. Looking for that deflection, and Monkey Head able to make the save. 2:04 on the clock here in the first period.
And a very eventful first period so far, as Conquer really kind of able to stretch the game out, get a lot of those stretch passes out, and they're getting a lot better zone edges because of it, forcing IQUE to really kind of have to step back at times or get beat as they do it again. And Kihan, unfortunately, just gets poked off by Nico right there as he was trying to slow up and create a bit more space.
There's Pottsburg stepping up. Still battling for the puck. Shot on the short side. Good stop on the attempt from Yergely. One final rush attempt here for Conquer Gaming, looking to carry that lead. But here's a chance. Nico stepping up. Loose puck bouncing around. Shot stop. 2 seconds. And that'll bring us to the end of the first period. Sin, hopefully we get another look at it, although we might get an elite edges check. No, we will get a look at the goal here. The windmill, and then the extra passes wide open. What a play.
Yeah, it was Just absolutely insane. And that was a beautiful, beautiful goal that is really going to boost the confidence of Conquer. We talk about them maybe, getting the boost at the end there, getting those couple goals at the end of the first game. But that one right there was just perfect execution from nearly the entire team. That was 4 players of Conquer who made that play happen. It was the initial breakout pass, and I think it was Kihan deking to the inside behind the back pass, and then one touched back over from Medias back to Vita. It was just brilliant and beautiful, and it's perfect positioning, and that's how you know this team plays together a lot. I mean, to pull off plays like that in that sort of quick amount of time requires near perfect positioning and reads from everyone on the ice, and they pull it off right there. That's the goal that they needed. They have the 1-0 lead, but again, still only a 1-0 lead. They're going to have to keep the pressure on because IQ does have a chance to get back into this. They love to kind of throw pucks on net, look for those deflections, look for those rebounds, and that can really come back to bite them quick. So Conquer definitely going to be looking for a couple more goals as this game goes on.
They'll have a chance with an offensive zone draw coming up. Heading into this matchup, the two centers pretty close, both sub 50 in terms of face-off win percentage. I recall it was a pretty close battle in that first game. Defensive zone draw 1, but can they get the puck out? They can't. One-timer just broken up. Good job by Pottsberg there, and he gets it back from Jurgel. Let's see what IQ can do. Again, 4 goals in that first game. Held off the score sheet so far. Good pressure there from Conquer. Not able to regain possession, though. Jurgeli. The big spin. Nappy over. Nearly got that great play in response. Good job by the Conquer defense to hold them off. Here comes Yukis. He'll dump it in. And a scramble for the puck. Conquer doing a good job of protecting the paint in the early stages of the second period. Here's Nappy shot on. Great block. Yalkin getting down. A race for the puck, and unfortunately it goes around, but Conquer still able to win possession. I've seen some bizarre moments between these two teams so far here in this broadcast. So we'll have another offside call there. The face-off coming up.
Yeah, and that's one of those interesting plays with the way the kind of programming works. If the puck hits off of the back wall, it then requires a touch from the opposing team instead of just, the hybrid icing as we see it in most professional sports. And that kind of led to that wonky play right there as the defenseman did miss it after, first of all, Medias missed it on the ring around, was able to get on the follow-up chance. But yeah, a little bit of a hectic play right there for both sides. We're going to see some offensive zone face-off opportunities here from IQ.
The draw shot, loose puck, and Monkeyhead does a good job to take away that rebound. Well done. Face-off coming up. And we talked about it. Pretty close face-off matchup. These are those moments, those extra bit of attacking zone opportunities that your centerman can earn for you. And indeed, IQ, the chance, pass across again, just off the mark. That puck dies in the corner. Ikavalko has it, gets it to Niepi. Rotates out. Dangerous play, but does get to Pottsberg. Shot. Deflects wide there. Off of the traffic in front. Conquer again looking to get something going. I mean, it was a 2-0 lead in the first period of game 1 that carried all the way over to game 3. Or the third period, I should say. Now here's Pottsberg. Game 3, it's almost as if I'm hoping for overtime in this one. It's been a pretty competitive game. Pass in front. Monkey had turned around, but was able to find it. And Sin, compared to how shaky he looked in the first period of game 1, Monkey had looking pretty confident back there so far.
And honestly, at times, IQ looking a bit hesitant to throw out the puck on. They're looking for that extra pass to try to get that one more chance here.
Again, that deflection doesn't go through. Indeed, they might be willing to just throw it on a little bit more. Again, great job there by Medias to help take that one away. Here's Kihan. Drops back. Shot saved by Teme. In this game, you never know. It's never a bad thing to get the puck on goal. As nice of a goal as it was for Conquer, hey, goals all count the same as we have another offside call here. And certainly, Sin, I think we can chalk this up to the adjustments that the two teams made after that first game.
Yeah, definitely not as free-flowing as it was in that first one, where just the first and second period especially seemed to really fly by, and almost it gives you the feeling of this one kind of being slow, but this is more what you can consider normal here, as we have yet another offside. So no whistles in the first one. We're getting them all out of the way here in the second game. But what IQ's strategy right now in the offensive zone, with looking for those perfect or more perfect opportunities, I should say, a lot of it is they're kind of forcing that puck into the middle, which can work, but right now Conquer is there for it. They're breaking up Sun. Looking like they're going to have a 2-on-1 developing here.
There's Vera pass over, shot, big stop by Teme, loose puck, still trying to cover it as it banks off the side of the goal. There again, just not able to get that one. Another good chance for Conquer. Medias takes it away as it banks off of an ankle. Conquer will have to reset. Good chance there, probably their best of the period at this stage.
Yeah, and that was, just really kind of just tenacious pressure right there. Pucks and bodies to the net, and it ended up creating a scary situation that really could have turned into a goal for him.
3 minutes to go. That pass in front broken up. Here comes IQ. And there goes another offside with 2:40 on the clock. Very impressive trapping performance from Conquer in this one.
Yep, they're really not allowing IQ to get those easy plays that they want. They're playing them at the blue line instead of just behind that, which is preventing them from even being able to attempt those drop plays that we saw them doing to great success in that first game. And now the threat of that is there. If they know they're going to be played at the blue line, they can't even really afford to try to set up those drop plays lest they turn the puck over right there. As you see a bit of a frustration chop coming out from Pattsburg after that errant pass.
Conquer back in possession. Final minute of play here in the second period. 3-on-2 developing. Here's Vera looking. Shot doesn't go through the traffic. Good look for Kehan. 5 seconds. And again, another pass off the mark. No icing. And that will bring us to the third period. Similar story to last game. The team that strikes first carries the lead all the way into the third period. Let's get a look at the elite edges of Nieppe here.
Beautiful elite edges made the helmet go flying right there, which was kind of floating in midair for a second there. At Conquer in a decent position. They have they have their one goal, which is, coming into today was their average per game, which is definitely not what you want to see. And they're gonna they might still come away with the victory with the way they are playing defensively, but you'd really like to see at least 1 or 2 more goals coming out for them, not just to kind of put them in a good position to win this game, but to also help to boost that season average. I mean, scoring the amount that they are right now simply isn't going to get it done in most games. Monkeyhead doing well right now, the defense doing well, supporting him, stopping the IQ attack, preventing them from kind of getting in to the zone on a lot of occasions or forcing entries that they're not quite comfortable with generating anything out of. That being said, still are going to need to put the puck in the net just a little bit more. All it takes is a bounce here, so we'll see what Conquer wants to do and how they want to play in this third period.
The action underway. Next goal, if there is one, very important. Loose puck. Nearly poked in. Teme had a little bit of trouble there. Another turnover here. One-timer and a swing and a miss. Might have deflected before it got there. Couple of good looks here for Conquer. Still they have the puck. Here's Keha. Goes back to the point. One more time, back down low and around. Good movement here. But he is looking. Vera tried to go back to him. Miscommunication finally. IQ able to get possession. But another offside call here. And Sim, we thought Conquer might be the frustrated team heading into this one. Not so much.
Yeah, it seems like they shut that blue line down early, and IQ now feeling on the ropes a bit. They haven't been able to get a goal in this one. They are only down by 1, but their ability to gain the zone is almost non-existent. It's as if these teams sort of switched places here, as Conquer in that first game was having a ton of trouble. We see a hit after the whistle. Bit of animosity now coming out from IQ, maybe trying to get into the heads of Conquer a little bit here down the stretch.
Face off, IQ do have possession. Good give and go, deflection, they score! Just what the doctor ordered. Nieppe off the deflection, able to tie this game up at 1 apiece. And send a huge goal there for the captain, seemingly out of nowhere.
Absolutely massive. A nice little D to D, and then back to him for the one-time opportunity. And in catching Monkeyhead on that short side, obviously a much, much tougher shot to get with the one-time and the deflection even after that. That'll be Nieppe's second on the season, his second today as well. So getting his offensive guns going. That being said, Conquer in a bit of trouble here. They take a penalty. It's an interference call, and IQ will now be heading to the power play. This could get ugly.
Ihan to the box. It goes from bad to potentially worse. Although if the shorthanded units look anything like they did in the last game, maybe this will present a good opportunity for Conquer. But it is IQ with the man advantage here. They do gain possession. Nieppe looking. Pottsburg shot. Good stop by Monkeyhead. Great positioning there. No rebound generated.
Yeah, and I think Pattsburg would have been looking for that 1T right there, so just got kind of the unfortunate animation with having to corral it first before taking the wrister, but a decent start on this power play from IQ. They haven't given up the zone quite yet. I had to say something, didn't I?
It's trouble there for Teme perhaps, but he does handle it well. Always dangerous when you have a puck bouncing towards the goal. So here's Nico looking, nearly able to pick that short side corner top shelf one more time. It was a good look. Nieppe deflection, they score! For the second time in this period, it is a deflection goal for IQ. Ikavalko on the power play, and IQ grabbed the lead. It's 2-1.
Yep, short side, short side, short side. They keep going back to that. Well, that first shot there could have picked the corner. It was just a blocker save by Monkeyhead. That one going for the short side once again, deflected in. And just like that, IQ have taken the lead away from Conquer, and that's why you need those insurance markers. That's why you need those extra goals. And Conquer now back on the ropes. Just a quick swing right there.
In honor of Jim Carrey's 60th birthday, I wonder if Monkeyhead feels like he's in his own version of the Truman Show. He's just being messed with these deflection goals. What more do I have to do to make a save? Somebody's got to be screwing with me. It's a tough breaks in for goalies this year. I mean, we've talked about it. We've seen it, especially in the Frölunda games that we covered last week in watching Eki. While you talked about how little there might be in terms of build diversity as Conquer take another penalty, how little there might be in terms of build diversity, a lot of elite edges, a lot of puck-moving defensemen. At the end of the day, these deflections are so deadly this year.
Yeah, and it's at least right now it can be a bit tough with the taking away of those small little bumps that you were able to do in NHL 21. It really comes down to trying to get those tie-ups, which can be at times leaving it up to a bit of RNG. Sometimes it's a bit tougher to get those off if the person's moving or if you don't quite get set up for it. It's just a bit tougher. So we'll see how players adjust to that as this goes on. But yeah, deflections definitely seem to be strong right now.
Nieppe with the puck in the corner, not able to hold on. Good job there by Nico to stop it from going all the way down. Good movement there at the blue line. IQ looking for their second power play goal. Good blocker save on the short side. Yukis not able to fully clear. Has the puck back. This time he does get the clear. Ihan going to try to chase this one down. Does indeed win possession. Immediately smothered by the defense. We are back to 5-on-5. Another offside there. And a big glove save by Monkeyhead after the whistle.
As
timeout called as well here, sir.
Yeah, timeout coming out from Conquer there after that penalty kill. And not a bad time to get it, as we are going to get another look. That was a very high up deflection in the zone. It just created havoc right there for Monkeyhead, who really almost got a piece of it. As we're going to get a look at the other one here, shot through. And as a goaltender, I mean, not a whole lot you can do. I mean, you can maybe play that short side a bit more right there. I don't know if I'd necessarily say he was out of position. Maybe just didn't get the animation he wanted, as he was just kind of down in the butterfly right there. But you have to move open, and you have to kind of move with the shooter and the skater right there, which he was cutting across, the front side of the net. So just Monkeyhead just kind of caught moving in the deflection, moving back the other way right there. 2 goals that you can't necessarily fault him for.
As an injury there, Nieppe just getting back to his feet. We're halfway through this third period. Conquer, we're up 1-0. Giving up 2 goals this period. They're dropping the first game 4-2. Again, in their regular season matchup. Of course, in the ECL. Play each team once. Well, 2-game set, home and home. And then you move on. for either one of these two teams. I mean, with the frustration and the moments that they've had, they might be happy they don't have to play each other again this season, although it has resulted in a pretty entertaining set of games. As that one broken up by Jurgeli, still swinging for it. Finally, IQ come down with a 2-on-1 chance here. Loose puck, and Monkey Head's able to find it. Sin, the sprawling defense, just pure desperation, but it does pay off.
Yeah, that was just a massive play. I think that was Yalkin back there, but it might have been Medias actually covering for him. I couldn't quite tell with the indicator, but nonetheless, an excellent job just kind of diving down right there and taking away as much space as possible. Sort of prevented a really quality opportunity coming out from IQ, and it keeps Conquer alive in this one down the stretch.
See what Conquer can do again, trying to find that tying goal. Good blocker stop by Teme. Back to the point. Again, one more time, decent movement, but mistimed passes. And it's IQ again on the rush. Space for Niepi, the back skate, the drive. Just not able to finish off that play. 4 minutes to go. Here's Kihan. Between the legs pass, not quite hitting its intended target. Kihan has it back one more time. Gets to the point. Yukis looking, shot. Bounces into the air. Glove down by Pottsburg at shortstop. Bouncing puck. And again, Conquer able to settle that down. But it is recovered and dumped back in. 2 minutes to play. A 2-1 lead for IQ, looking to pull off the double and move to 6-2-0 through their first 8 games. They're a little bit of trouble. Still a dangerous start as we hit the final minute for Conquer. Nico able to send it around. IQ, lucky bounce there. Jurgeli has it. Goes around in front. Big save, Monkey Head. Keeping his team alive. Great job by Jurgeli, though. Trying to kill some time. Empty net for IQ off a delayed call. That might just do it for Conquer. Struggling to get possession. There's a penalty kill coming up. There's Pottsburg still able to hold it. Ikovalko has it now. Jurgeli, this is unbelievable. Here's Nico. Back for Pottsburg. Shot it just wide. And finally, Conquer touch up with 15 seconds to play. They will be shorthanded. And they're going to lose their center here, Sin, for that stick tie-up. Medias to the box. And that might just be the death knell for them. This is a crucial, crucial face-off.
Yeah, I feel like it is. What a job by IQ there, burning about 30 seconds of real time off the clock with that zone play by them.
Here's Vera, though. Can he hold on to it? 10 seconds to play. Puck into the zone. Puck sent all the way down. It will be on goal. No icing. And that will do it. IQ do indeed, as Jurgeli hit the post at the end. IQ do indeed pull off the double. A 2-1 victory, taking all 4 points off of Conquer Gaming. Great performance from them. And Sin for Conquer down to 1-6-1 on the season. And again, 8 games into a 30-game season, but it's starting to get to the point where you might just be a little bit worried.
Yeah, and especially after a game like that where I feel like they were the better team, at least for a solid portion of that game, but they only had 1 goal to show for it. And that was the difference between Game 1 of IQ's victory and Game 2 there, the potential Conquer victory, is that IQ took advantage of the situation. They got those 2 early goals. Had Conquer been able to do that, it would have been a much better situation for them. I feel like IQ would have maybe had to stretch themselves out a little bit more at times, which could have led to more counterattacking from Conquer, maybe even more offensive chances. But the fact is they only got that 1 goal. And then all it took, once that it was a tied game, and then they had that power play opportunity and obviously capitalized on that just like that. 2 quick goals, and Conquer's advantage completely vanished. And it's as tough of a situation it is for them. A bit of a learning moment right there. You got to be able to score goals no matter what. It doesn't matter, how good your defense is, how many chances you're getting. You have to be able to put the puck in the back of the net. I mean, after that play, it looked like, okay, this is a completely different Conquer team. And then after that, they just couldn't find the chances as IQ just, seemingly kind of got better as the game went on. They were able to get more chances, get a bit more zone entries, and then capitalize. Most importantly, capitalized on the mistakes of Conquer, scoring on that power play, that delayed penalty at the end there. They were very well aware of the situation and opted to just kind of try to cycle that down low, back up high, try to keep Conquer Gaming running around, using that stamina as much as possible so that when they did go into that penalty kill, they couldn't really get a solid shorthanded attack out of it. And IQUE, I think, just played that one phenomenally there with the clock management at the end. And that's the reason they got the win there, especially at the end, and they moved to 6-2-0. What a start for IQUE.
A huge performance there for IQUE. Again, entered play today in 7th and have the opportunity, of course, to move up. So again, big moment for them, and again for Conquer. Hopefully, for their sake, they can find that offensive consistency. That was a phenomenal goal. A full team effort at the very least. So again, IQUE pulling off the double there, getting 4 points. And Sin, that brings us to the midway point of this particular broadcast. Our first matchup of the day in the books. After a brief intermission, we will be back as for the first time this season, our defending champions in H-Reds take center stage. They'll be taking on Roots Gaming. H-Reds looking to stay undefeated. They are the only undefeated team remaining through 6 games, a perfect 6-0. And we'll see the champs in action here in just a few minutes. So make sure you stick with us. We'll be right back after this little intermission. Again, a brief word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.